Today, I'm going to give you guys the 5 best classes in the entire game. These are the ones that I believe are the most overpowered guns, and in this video, we have 3 SMGs and 2 assault rifles, guys. Check these out. Definitely use these classes. They're super insane, super powerful. You guys are going to be dropping people at all sorts of distance with these things. These are the classes you definitely want to use in Modern Warfare. What is up, guys? My name is Nick and welcome back to another Modern Warfare video. Today we're going to be talking about the 5 guns that I make sure to have a class setup for every single match. These guns are the best ones in the entire game, and guys, before we could get into this, before I tell you any of the weapons on the list, I want you to go down to the comments and tell me your favorite weapon, which one you think is the most powerful in the entire game. And if it's on this list, well, good job, because you and I think alike. And guys, make sure to subscribe to the channel with those notifications turned on, and while you're down there, smack a like on this video. We're going to go for 999. That would be insane. Now let's start this list off with one of the weapons that I used to love so much, but it's all the way at the number 5 spot on the list now. This list is in the exact order of what I believe to be the worst to best, but still the top 5 guns in the game. So at the worst one on this list, we're gonna go with the P90, which is still a very good gun and still a gun I really recommend people using. So the P90 is probably one of those guns that has barely any recoil whatsoever, but it's better at long range, which is weird because it's an SMG. You would expect it to be super good up close, but I just find it's one of those things where you're better off going mid-range with this weapon. The first thing you want to run is the barrel. Now the Forged Tac Retribution is the barrel I went with because it gives us that damage range and it gives us bullet velocity along with extra recoil control. Now the only thing that's wrong with this attachment is ADS and movement speed. Those are 2 things that you do lose out with this one, but it's okay. We're going for that damage, we're going for that range and all that kind of stuff. This is the attachment that you want to use. The next one is the laser. Now we're going to use the 5MW laser. We're not going to use the tac laser or anything that gives us actual ADS speed. We want to use this one for that hip fire accuracy and that sprint to fire speed, which is super important. Now the thing I hate about this is the fact that the laser is visible, and I used to use that to my advantage, but people are getting smart now within the game and visible lasers kind of suck, but that's how it is with this one. The next one you want to run is the the Forged Tac CQB Cone. This gives you that ADS speed that we kind of lost out with this gun, and we definitely need to use that. And it also takes away some aiming stability, which isn't bad because we have recoil control with the barrel that we got. Now the next one we're going to move on to is the underbarrel. We're going to be using stippled grip tape. This gives you that recoil control and that aiming stability. It also does take away some aim walk and movement speed, and it does take away again some more ADS. So the ADS on this gun, we already have 3 negatives towards that and only 1 positive. So I did kind of want to bring it up just a little. Even though we're not going for those close fights, you still want to have ADS speed. So for the rear grip, we're going to be running the stippled grip tape. Again, that's the exact same thing as the underbarrel, but the actual positives and negatives are different on this one. This gives you ADS speed and it gives you sprint to fire speed, which is the most important in the entire game, and it only takes away some aiming stability. Now the next weapon on this list is at the number 4 spot, and it would have been lower, but I have to say, like, it's not as good as it used to be, or it doesn't feel as good as it used to be, and that is the MP7. Now the MP7 is still a great gun, and it's still a gun I recommend everybody make a class for, and this is the class that I want to give you guys. So the barrel, you want to run the FSS Recon. This gives you damage range and it gives you bullet velocity along with recoil control as well. Now it does take away some ADS and movement, but that's not bad whatsoever because we're going to be making this class pretty good on ADS speed. Now the next one is the laser. Again, we're going to be running the 5MW laser for that hip fire accuracy and that sprint to fire speed. Now the reason you want this is because when you get up close with the MP7, you want to start shooting that gun. You want to hip fire it before you aim down sights. You're going to be connecting a lot of shots, so this attachment is really good to run. Now the stock, we're going to be using the FSS close quarter stock. This gives you ADS and aiming stability. So far this class has the exact same attachments as the P90, but it works a lot better on the MP7 because for the underbarrel, we're going to be running the Commando foregrip for that recoil stabilization and that aiming stability, only taking away some movement speed, whereas on the P90 we got an underbarrel that took away ADS. This one only takes away movement, so it's not as bad. And the rear grip, definitely stippled grip tape. You get that super important sprint to fire speed and that ADS speed to top it off, only taking away some aiming stability. Going on to the number 3 spot on this list. I wasn't sure if I wanted to put this one in number 3 or number 2, but ever since it got nerfed the other day, I have to say it doesn't deserve that number 2 spot because it's not as good as another gun that actually made it there. But at the number 3 spot, we got the M4A1. Now the M4A1 class, this one is very good for all around stuff. This one's good for close range, mid range, and it's not that bad on far range as well. So this is definitely a class that you want to rock. The barrel is going to be the FSS 12.4-inch Predator. Now this gives you sound suppression and ADS, but it does take away some bullet velocity, where I said that's kind of where it loses some distance. But the sound suppression is super important, and it makes this gun sound pretty damn cool if you ask me, and people won't hear where you're shooting from. Now I don't normally run optics, but it really works on the M4A1. What you want to run is the GI Mini Reflex. This is the lightest optic, and it does take away ADS speed, but because it's so light, it barely takes away that much ADS speed to begin with, and it gives you a precision sight picture. You guys can see the enemies a lot clearer, especially at distance. Now the stock, you want to run the SynGuard Arms Invader. This gives you aim, walk, and movement speed so that you could be able to walk around while aiming down sights, dodging bullets. People aren't going to be expecting you to move that fast, so definitely use that, and it does take away some aiming stability because you're moving pretty damn fast. That makes sense. Now the underbarrel 100% commando foregrip for that recoil stabilization and that aiming stability that we just lost, but it does take away some movement speed in general on this weapon. And the rear grip, we're going to go ahead with stippled grip tape. You always got to use that. It's insane. It gives you that ADS speed, and it gives you sprint to fire, which you can't ask for more, and it only takes away some aiming stability. Now, like I said, the number 2 weapon on this list, I do think it is better than the M4A1. And if you asked me this question 2 weeks ago, I would have said there's no way it is, but this weapon got a buff, the M4A1 got a nerf, so it definitely did pass it in my opinion, and that is the M13. It still takes a little time to kill someone, but it just feels overall a lot better. It feels a lot more consistent, a lot more comfortable than the M4A1. So for the M13, what you want to run is the Barrel Tempest Mini. This gives you ADS speed, and it gives you movement speed. By the way, we're making this class all about speed, and it does take away some bullet velocity and recoil control, but don't worry, this is a close quarters M13 class. You want to use it for all that close range. Now the laser, you want to use the TAC laser. Finally, we're using some different for the laser, and this gives you ADS speed, it gives you aiming stability, and it gives you aim walking steadiness. Now the laser's visible and it's awful, but don't worry about it. For the stock, no stock whatsoever. It's going to give you movement speed and ADS speed. Like I said, this class is all about aiming down fast and moving across the map fast. Now it does take away aiming stability and recoil control, but whatever, man. This is all about close quarters. For the underbarrel, commando foregrip 100%, so we could get recoil stabilization and aiming stability. It does take away a little bit of movement speed, but we already have so many positives towards that, it doesn't matter whatsoever. For the rear grip, stippled grip tape. Like guys, I'm not changing that. That's the best one in the game. Gives you ADS and sprint to fire speed, which is super damn important, only taking away some aiming stability. Now the last weapon in this game, this is my favorite weapon in the game. If you guys watch my videos, you know exactly which weapon this is, and it's always going to be number 1, and it did catch a slight nerf the other day, but it's still so damn powerful. Like I still see people running this gun like crazy, and that is the MP5. The MP5 is one of the best weapons in the entire game, in my opinion. Now for the MP5, what you want to run is the laser TAC laser. We're not going to be running any barrels or anything on this gun whatsoever. We're going straight to the laser, and that's the TAC laser, which gives you ADS speed, aiming stability, and aim walking steadiness, only making that laser visible. Like I said, if you could play with this class without lasers, go ahead and do it. It would be to an advantage, but I personally prefer playing with the laser. I don't know why. I like that ADS speed, and I love that aiming stability that you get with the MP5. Now the stock, you want to run the Forge TAC Ultra Light. This gives you aim, walk, and movement speed, and it only takes away some aiming stability. If you're not running the next attachment on the MP5, you're not using the MP5 right, and that is the ammunition. You definitely want to run the 10mm auto 30 round mags. This is the best ammunition to run in the entire game on this gun right here. Like this is it. It gives you damage and it gives you range. It does take away a little bit of fire rate and aiming recoil control, but giving the MP5 that extra damage and that extra range is super crucial in making this gun overpowered, and I highly recommend you run this no matter what. You need to run this ammunition. Now the underbarrel is going to be commando foregrip for that recoil stabilization and aiming stability. Like I said within the video, it only takes away some movement speed. It's not that bad. And the rear grip, you guys already know, stippled grip tape 100% for that sprint to fire and ADS speed, only taking away some aiming stability. So there you guys have it. These are my top 5 weapons in in the game. These are the ones that I think are the most overpowered in the entire game as well. If you guys want to let me know what yours is down in the comments below, even if it's on this list, go ahead and let me know. Drop a like on this video. Like I said, we're going to go for 999. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new around here with those notifications turned on. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Nick, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.